Making headlines, President states that International Thalassemia Day serves as a reminder of the importance of humanity and compassion in supporting individuals and families affected by the condition. The government says it is moving forward with legal efforts to reclaim contested maritime territory in the south by appointing international legal experts to challenge a previous ruling. And Economic Minister says efforts to strengthen foreign investment opportunities in the Maldives have been significantly enhanced.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Abdullah Ahil. And now the news in detail. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz states that International Thalassemia Day serves as a reminder of the importance of humanity and compassion in supporting individuals and families affected by the condition.
The President made the remarks in a message shared on social media to mark International Thalassemia Day, observed annually on 8th May. In his message, President Muiz said the annual observance highlights the importance of upholding humanitarian values and kindness, while also emphasizing the need to provide support and cooperation to every Maldivian child and family affected by thalassemia. He added that the day serves as a reminder of the collective responsibility to uphold these values in efforts to build a resilient nation. President Muiz further stated that every Maldivian living with thalassemia should be treated as a member of one's own family. He noted that it is the government's duty and responsibility to ensure access to necessary healthcare services, social protection, and opportunities for affected individuals and their families. International Thalassemia Day is observed globally each year to raise awareness about the condition, provide support for those affected, and honor the memory of individuals who lost their lives while battling thalassemia. This year's theme is Hidden No More, finding the undiagnosed, supporting the unseen, focusing on identifying undiagnosed cases and ensuring affected individuals receive the support they need.
First Lady Sajida Muhammad states that kindness and encouraging words constitute half of the treatment for individuals living with thalassemia. She made the remarks in a social media post shared to mark International Thalassemia Day, observed annually on the 8th of May. In her message, the First Lady appealed to the public to show compassion towards people living with thalassemia. She noted that kindness and supportive words from society play a significant role in the healing and well-being of those affected by the condition. As part of efforts to support individuals living with thalassemia, the government has launched the services of the Maldivian Blood Services under the Male City Group of Hospitals at Orange Hia in Hurumale. In addition, a DNA laboratory has been established and has commenced providing various thalassemia-related testing services. International Thalassemia Day is observed each year to raise awareness about the condition and support individuals and families affected by thalassemia. The government says it is moving forward with legal efforts to reclaim contested maritime territory in the south by appointing international legal experts to challenge a previous ruling.
Attorney General Ahmad Usham made the remarks during a press briefing held at the President's office. He said restoring the maritime boundary remains a key pledge of President Dr. Mohammad Muiz's administration, which maintains that the Maldives lost sovereign waters and approximately $2.40 million due to decisions made by the previous government. According to the Attorney General, findings from an investigation conducted by the Attorney General's office were submitted to the Cabinet, which then decided to pursue the matter through international legal channels. Usham said the government is working to appoint international lawyers and subject matter experts to lead the case. He said the process of formally assigning the legal team is already underway and expressed confidence that further details on the direction of the case would be announced within the next 2 weeks. The dispute began as an arbitration case initiated by Mauritius. President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu stated in March that the Maldives still had strong opportunities to appeal if the arbitration had concluded unfavorably. However, he said the previous administration transferred the matter to the International Tribunal for the Law of the Sea before Mauritius had requested such a move, resulting in a ruling viewed as unfavorable to the Maldives. Government officials have acknowledged that overturning the decision at this stage will be difficult. Despite this, the administration withdrew what it described as an unlawful letter sent to Mauritius last February and has pledged action against those responsible for this sovereign loss.
Minister of Economic Development, Transport and Trade Mohammed Saeed says efforts to strengthen foreign investment opportunities in the Maldives have been significantly enhanced.
Speaking to PSM News, the minister described the 10th Maldives-Sri Lanka Business Forum held during President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu's official visit to Sri Lanka as a major success. He said the forum attracted around 3,000 participants, with foreign investors accounting for more than 80% of those in attendance. Minister Said said the business forums are a key part of the President's electoral manifesto and are designed to promote investment opportunities in the Maldives while simplifying bureaucratic procedures for foreign investors. He noted that the government is working to position the Maldives as a more accessible and attractive destination for international investment. The minister said investment promotion should be pursued with the same level of importance given to the country's fisheries and tourism sectors. He also highlighted the strong ties between the Maldives and Sri Lanka, particularly the large Maldivian expatriate community living there, noting that many Maldivians residing in Sri Lanka have growing commercial interests and investment ambitions. Minister Said said there is currently a one-sided investment flow, with Sri Lankan investors contributing significantly to the Maldivian economy, while similar opportunities for Maldivians to invest in Sri Lanka remain limited. He said President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu aims to establish a more balanced and reciprocal investment framework between the two countries. The minister further stated that organizing business forums alongside official state visits helps attract the attention of senior leadership in the host country. He noted that the Sri Lankan Prime Minister also addressed the forum, reflecting the level of engagement and cooperation between the two nations. According to Minister Said, the forum provided detailed information on emerging investment opportunities across multiple sectors, including tourism and agriculture.
Chief Government Spokesperson Mohammad Hussein Sharif says the administration of President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu has secured what it describes as highly favorable opportunities for prospective investors through a proactive economic strategy aimed at attracting foreign investment.
Speaking on the government's investment initiatives, the chief spokesperson said the administration has introduced a new legislative framework designed to strengthen investor confidence and create more favorable commercial conditions in the Maldives. He described the newly enacted investment law as one of the most comprehensive and robust legal frameworks in the region. According to Chief Spokesperson, the government played a direct role in drafting and implementing the legislation required to attract international investors and support long-term economic growth. He stated that the international investment forums organized under President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu differ significantly from similar events held by previous administrations, noting that the current forums are structured around clear strategic and economic objectives. The government has so far organized 10 investment forums overseas, including a recent business forum held in Sri Lanka. The administration considers these international engagements essential for strengthening economic partnerships and remaining competitive in the global investment market. The chief spokesperson said the government's strategy focuses on direct engagement with foreign business communities rather than relying solely on online promotion. He stated that investment opportunities cannot be effectively promoted by simply publishing information on websites, adding that government representatives travel directly to other countries to personally present investment opportunities available in the Maldives. He also highlighted the participation of senior corporate executives and key industry decision-makers at these forums, saying their involvement creates valuable networking opportunities that support the Maldives' broader economic interests and contribute to future development prospects.
The Maldives and Australia sign a Memorandum of Understanding or MOU aimed at strengthening cooperation in the field of maritime safety and security. The agreement was signed during a special ceremony held at the Ministry of Defense and National Service. Minister of Defense and National Service Hassan Rashid signed the agreement on behalf of the Maldivian government, while Rear Admiral Brett Saunter, commander of the Australian Border Force, signed on behalf of Australia. Senior officials from the Maldives National Defence Force and Australian ambassador to the Maldives, David Jessup, attended the signing ceremony. Under the agreement between the Ministry of Defence and the Australian Border Force Command, the two countries will establish a framework for joint training programs, maritime surveillance activities, and the exchange of information and expertise. According to the government, the primary objective of the MOU is to facilitate effective cooperation between the Maldives and Australia in addressing challenges within the Maldives maritime domain. Australia remains a key partner in providing assistance to the Maldives, particularly in the defense sector. The government noted that Australian support has included the recent donation of a Guardian-class patrol boat to the Maldives National Defense Force as part of broader efforts to strengthen regional safety and security cooperation. The State Pharmaceutical Company Limited has announced that a major improvement in medicine management is expected by October this year, following the introduction of a digital system to monitor medicine stocks across all government pharmacies.
The announcement was made during a meeting of Parliament's State-Owned Enterprises (SOE) Committee, where relevant authorities were summoned to discuss challenges related to the sustainable supply of essential medicines in the Maldives. During the committee meeting, stakeholders outlined several major issues currently affecting the availability and management of medicines. One of the key concerns raised by all parties was the absence of a centralized system to track medicine inventory nationwide. While the State Trading Organization STO currently monitors stock levels within its own pharmacies, the information is not accessible to doctors prescribing medication. In addition, Asan Company Limited stated there is currently no real-time system to view medicine stocks available at pharmacies operating under the National Health Insurance Scheme. Addressing the committee, Managing Director of the State Pharmaceutical Company, Dr. Shah Mahir, outlined efforts currently underway to address this issue. He stated that once all STO pharmacies are transferred under the State Pharmaceutical Company by July, work will begin on establishing a nationwide digital tracking system. Speaking to PSM News, Dr. further explained that the core development work on the digital system will begin in July following the administrative transfer of pharmacies. He added that the project is expected to be completed by October and would bring a significant improvement for the public. Dr. Shah also assured that in future, if a required medicine is unavailable at a local pharmacy, efforts would be made to source it from other pharmacies, islands, or even from abroad to ensure patients receive the treatment they need.
According to the latest statistics released by the Ministry of Tourism, more than 200,000 tourists have spent their holidays in guest houses in the Maldives so far this year.
The figures also show that the total tourist arrivals to the Maldives have now surpassed 800,000. According to the ministry, a total of 831,254 tourists visited the Maldives as of the 6th of May this year. This figure includes 13,808 tourists who arrived through cruise tourism. The guest house sector continues to show steady growth within the tourism industry. Statistics released by the ministry show that 202,815 tourists stayed in guest houses during the period, accounting for around 25% of all tourist arrivals recorded so far this year. The breakdown of accommodation statistics shows that 567,371 tourists stayed in resorts, while 202,815 tourists stayed in guest houses. According to the ministry, 125,682 tourists arrived from China, making China the Maldives' largest tourism source market this year, contributing to 15.5% of the total arrivals. The ministry also stated that 817,446 tourists, equivalent to 97.1% of all arrivals, traveled to the Maldives by air. Although tourist arrival figures experienced a temporary decline due to ongoing conflicts in the Middle East, the ministry noted that arrival numbers are now gradually recovering. On the 1st of May alone, the Maldives recorded 6,611 tourist arrivals.
Insights into business. Toyota 7203.T forecast a 20% decline in profit for the current financial year as cost and supply uncertainties stemming from the Middle East conflict weigh on earnings, even as robust demand for its hybrid models powers sales growth.
The world's top-selling automaker expects an operating income of $19 billion in the year to March 2027, compared with a result of 3.77 trillion yen in the year just ended. Toyota's outlook for the year was well below the 4.59 trillion yen median forecast in an LSEG poll of 23 analysts. Toyota said the lower outlook reflected limited scope for short-term measures to offset changes in the operating environment, with mid to long-term steps only partly complete. The automaker said last week its vehicle sales in the Middle East fell sharply in March after shipments to the region were disrupted. The outlook is the first Toyota issued under new CEO Kenta Kon, who assumed his role last month and faces the challenge of steering the automaker through the impact of US President Donald Trump's tariffs, which cut operating profit in the year just ended by 1.4 trillion yen.
Updates on world affairs. The United States urges countries to support a new United Nations resolution demanding Iran stop attacks and mining activities in the Strait of Hormuz. However, diplomats say China and Russia are likely to veto the proposal in the Security Council.
Speaking alongside Gulf state envoys supporting the draft, U.S. Ambassador to the UN Mike Waltz said countries opposing the resolution would be setting a dangerous precedent. He questioned whether nations blocking the measure truly wanted peace. The resolution, drafted by the United States and Bahrain with backing from Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Kuwait and Qatar, condemns Iran's alleged threats to navigation in the Strait of Hormuz. It demands Tehran immediately halt attacks, reveal mine locations, and avoid disrupting clearance operations. Iran's UN ambassador Amir Said Iravani rejected the proposal, calling it politically motivated and accusing Washington of hypocrisy over maritime security. Diplomats say both Russia and China strongly objected to the draft during closed-door discussions this week. China reportedly described the text as biased, while Russia called for it to be written or withdrawn. The push comes amid reports that Washington and Tehran are also discussing a temporary agreement to pause the conflict, although key issues remain unresolved.
President Donald Trump tells reporters that the United States will receive a Boeing 747 gifted by Qatar to join the Air Force One fleet by the nation's 250th anniversary on July 4th, confirming a Reuters exclusive.
A person familiar with the program said there were efforts to possibly deliver the jet 3 weeks earlier to align with Trump's birthday on June 14th, ahead of the July 4th deadline. The White House accepted the luxury jet from Qatar in 2025 and asked the Air Force to rapidly upgrade the aircraft to presidential standards, with L3 Harris tapped to carry out the overhaul. There are two modified 747-200B aircraft in the current specialized Air Force One fleet. Any Air Force plane on which the U.S. President traveled is called Air Force One.
Moving on to sports, Mason wins RBI triple in the 7th inning, Knight snaps a tie, and helped the visiting St. Louis Cardinals edge the San Diego Padres 2-1.
Matthew Liberatore came out on top in a classic pitchers duel, permitting only 3 hits and a run in 6 innings with 3 walks and 6 strikeouts. San Diego's Michael King left after 6 innings, allowing just 1 hit and 1 run while walking 2 and feigning 6. Jordan Walker led off this 7th with a double against Bradley Rodriguez, nailed 2, after Nolan Gorman fanned Wynn's looping fly ball fell in front of the right fielder Nick Castellanos and rolled into the corner, allowing Walker to easily score. St. Louis's bullpen took care of matters from there. George Soriano and Jojo Romero worked scoreless innings, followed by Riley O'Brien with a 1-2-3 ninth for his 11th save in 13 opportunities. San Diego scored its only run in the first. Manny Machado drew a 2-out walk, reached second on a single by Fernando Tatis Jr. and scored when Xander Bogaerts lined a check swing single to right. Alec Burleson tied the game in a 4th when he jumped on a first-pitch change-up from King and lined it 378 feet into the seats in right. It was Burleson's 6th homer and 30th RBI. That was basically it for the Padres' offense. Liberato faced the minimum over the next 4 innings and didn't allow another hit until Miguel Andujar grounded a single into center with 2 outs in the 6th. Machado followed with a ground out to end the inning. Tatis led off the 7th by beating out an infield hit but was thrown out trying to steal a second, a call which was confirmed after a manager's challenge. That was their last base runner of the game. St. Louis missed on a chance to add insurance in the 9th after Walker doubled and Gorman walked to start the inning. But Jason Adam quashed the rally there with the help of a failed sacrifice bunt by Wynn.
Concluding with news and lifestyle, the Ocean Dream, a rare blue-green 5.50 carat diamond, could fetch $12.8 million when it goes under the hammer next week at Christie's spring auction.
Christie's describes the diamond as the largest fancy vivid blue-green stone ever certified by the Gemological Institute of America, a color combination that remains exceptionally scarce.
The Ocean Dream is a fancy, vivid blue-green diamond. It's the largest blue-green diamond ever certified by the GIA at 5.50 carats. And green diamonds are extraordinarily rare. The color comes from natural irradiation when the stone is still in the Earth's crust that can happen over a process of millions of years. And we see so few blue-green diamonds coming on the market.
The stone, first sold by Christie's in Geneva in 2014 for $8.5 million, is now expected to surpass that price. Fawcett said demand for top-quality colored diamonds continues to strengthen, driven by collectors seeking rare and investment-grade pieces.
The estimate is 7 to 10 million Swiss francs. We did sell this stone in 2014. The Ocean Dream was sold at that time for $8.5 million. And I expect we will exceed that. The market for top quality colored diamonds, really the best of the best, just continues to increase. And we're expecting a lot of collectors from around the world who will try and buy the stone the second time round.
Alongside the jewelry sale, Christie's will offer items from the collection of late music producer Quincy Jones, including a Patek Philippe Nautilus watch dating from 1981. Remy Guillermin, head of Waters for Europe and the Americas, said the piece combines horological significance with cultural provenance.
And that's all the news we have for today. We'll be back with any further updates. Until then, I'm Abdullah Ahil from PSM News.